Green Senator David Shoebridge, thanks so much for joining us today. Let's start with the budget. The key surprise was $17 billion in tax cuts. Do you agree with the coalition that last night's budget was one for the next 5 weeks over the course of the election campaign and not the next 5 years?
Well, I think 75 cents a day that you get more than 12 months from now is hardly the cost of living measure that Australians desperately wanted. I mean, we've been saying to the government, this is an amazing opportunity to really address cost of living. We offered to legislate to put dental into Medicare, to implement the cuts in HECS, to make real, meaningful differences. And instead we get, a highly politicised pitch from the government, which I think most people won't see as addressing the urgency that they have. I was trying to work out what you get for 75 cents. So I went on the Woolworths catalogue and, I don't know, maybe a sort of out-of-date cake mix. It's not the fundamental change that people are looking for to address their cost of living.
Let's move to the National Anti-Corruption Commission now. Over the weekend, I revealed that the NACC Commissioner Paul Brereton has recused himself from 6 referrals involving defence. Now, I'm going to read to you from the statement that they provided me. They said that Mr Brereton, though, has appropriately remained involved in decision-making and deliberations where the matter does not involve the interests of an individual or unit with whom he has had or had a close association. Do you think that this is sufficient, or do you think to avoid any perceptions of conflict of interest, Mr Brereton should step aside from any referrals or investigations involving defence?
Well, Commissioner Brereton holds the rank of Major General in the Army Reserves, and that's I think the 3rd highest rank in the chain of command, and he's in the chain of command, reporting up to the Chief of Defence. I can't see how he wouldn't take the step to protect the reputation of the NACC and say that anything touches upon defence while he's in the chain of command should not come across his desk at all. In relation to the 6 where he apparently has said he won't take part in the decision-making, potentially the deliberations, we don't know. He may have repeated the same error that he made on robo-debt. But I think the far bigger question is, heaven knows how many other referrals there are in relation to defence, one of which is mine, involving a scandalous procurement program for $45 billion for some Hunter frigates. I don't know if Commissioner Brereton is sitting on that investigation while he's also a Major General in the Defence Force.
I'll quickly ask you, you've shepherded a policy through your party room which would make deep cuts to defence but commits money to defensive military hardware. Is this the first time the Greens have actually backed a commitment for a specific military acquisition?
Well, previously the Greens had a commitment to maintain a defence force and maintain a defence force at a certain proportion of GDP. So that's been a long-standing commitment from the Greens to have a defence force. I think this is the first time we've grappled with what it means to pull ourselves out of US military supply chains, to no longer have a two-way military trade with Israel. What does it actually mean if we're serious about disengaging ourselves from the US war machine? And if we are, well, then we need to have some alternative to defend Australia and to provide a credible defence force for Australia. So I think this is the first time we've really confronted what the reality of those parts of our policies mean. And if we're going to do that, well, then structuring a defence force that is about defending Australia and not threatening our neighbours, disengaging ourselves from those global supply chains, means we have to have some form of domestically controlled defence industry.